Okay, so here is just a lot of what we've heard over and over again. And I want to hear from you all here too, but I tried ads, didn't work, right? I gave up. I spent money, nothing happened. Something's always going to happen. If you spent money, something happened. Or I tried ads, I think it's me. The ads don't work, or I'm just not good at marketing. I hired an agency, but they didn't know my business well enough. They could not translate my brand, my messaging, my anything into the other side. So it just didn't connect. I'm not ready for ads, or my audience isn't ready. Every single one of you here are experts in what you do. I could not come into your business and learn what you do in 3 weeks, watching some videos and expect to be an expert and have the best results. I've been doing this 15, 16 years. So it's important to make sure that you not only understand your business, but how to translate that into a system that works for you. So ads work with the right system. Okay. So here's the deal. This client had spent $20,000 on a mentor before coming to us. Within a month, she had spent $5,000 on ads. After going through our program, she had decided this is great. She had everything set up. But when she hired them, she was trying to get them to use our strategy. They wanted to use their own. She had nothing come from. When I say nothing, she did not get one client from this. Okay. She spun the block, came back around when she realized that we did have our done for you. And in her first month, she collected $20,000 cash. This is really important because she had not only wasted so much money before, but she was trying to just get consistent 1 to 2 sales per month. Within her first month, she landed 3. And if you sell high ticket, you know that the process can be tedious because there's so many things, right? You got to get the leads, you got to make sure they're high quality, make sure they show up to the call. She also mentioned we did things a little different. You have to always be keeping up with the times. And even when we had what she had learned from before and set up, things change, funnel changes. You have to keep up with the demand of what your audience is not only seeing out there, but also how they are consuming and making buying decisions. All right. We've got Alex from High Moon. She was just boosting. If you boost, you're still going to be paying. You're just not going to have access to a lot of the same features. And she had no sales, no sales. So she had this like mid-ticket, I think it was about $2,500 course that she was getting ready to roll. And she had digital products. For whatever reason, nothing was selling. So she was getting engagement, but nobody was buying. $1,000 later, she generated $18,000 in cash. If you're posting organically, you're driving all this traffic and conversations and connections with your audience. If that's all you're doing and you are not having retargeting ad campaign on the back end, you are losing so much money. She posted straight for a month and got nothing, but her traffic was there, her engagement was there, people weren't buying. So we run a strategy for her just the last 3 months alone. Retargeting basically set up a campaign that got back in front of anybody who engaged with her on social, landed on her website, or joined her email list in the last 3 months. She made $18,000. And this was within 2 weeks with $1,000 in ad spend. If they land on your website, you don't even know. Instagram, people are watching, viewing, saving, sharing. But she had $62,000 sitting around just from people the last 3 months. So we got her to extend to a month and she ended up closing out over 6 figures. Okay, so here is the system. Still need to understand what it is. In most businesses, this is where the system breaks. The right person needs to see the right message at the right time. You might have the right message, the right content going out there, but you don't know if your person is at the right place in the customer journey. And most of the time we burn out posting a bunch of content because you could be talking to people who just aren't there in the customer journey and you're not moving them along. These 3 things have to all be in play at the same time for you to convert seamlessly, passively. Marketing and sales should be passive for you. There's no reason you should still be the bottleneck in that. But this system, this cannot happen without having a paid ad campaign because you don't have control organically to see exactly who's seeing your content and at what time. Where are they in the customer journey? So here's the 3-part sales structure that we do. Okay. So traffic, nurture, and conversion. When these are aligned, revenue is predictable. This is what we call the freedom funnel. Step 1, You have to have ads to get that reach, because without the reach, you're relying on posting organically and you don't know what the algorithm is going to look like tomorrow. You don't know how many views, you don't know how much traffic. You're just not in control. So step one, you need ads, because with $20 a day, you can reach 1 million people. You need the reach. Once you get that reach, you got to drive the traffic to your funnel. That's where they're going to get nurtured. So number 2, funnel. Funnel doesn't even have to just be your landing page and all of that. Where are we sending them that they are now getting the option to convert? When you rely on organic, you're getting traffic, but then they don't know what to do. And then step 3 is conversion. That's that retargeting. This is the system. You have a control factor of how much reach you're getting every day. That you need a minimum amount of traffic, whether you sell products, services, doesn't matter. If you don't have enough leads, if you don't have enough sales, you just don't have enough people seeing you, period. Why are we posting 3, 4, 10 times a day? We could pay $20 and make sure we get our brand in front of 1 million people. This is the content sequence that you need to have to convert strangers to buyers. Get the attention, introduce the problem. The content strategy has to be there, and throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping it sticks is never going to work. Goal in your step 1 of any campaign is going to be to introduce the problem and position you as the solution. You have to really think about this. What is the actual emotion that somebody will feel when working with you? So you want to have that translated through the visuals, which is why video content is so important. 80 to 90% of your content has to be video. I don't even care if it's 6, 10, 30 seconds, a minute of them really being exposed to that potential emotion. This is cold. Next is warm. Step 2, nurture. This is where most businesses lose the sales, because they try to convert people before building that belief. You're building trust. Now that you've got them in, you've attracted them. Reviews, case studies. Now here's where you can show behind the scenes. Maybe if you're still getting started and you don't have a lot of reviews yet, you can show your process, document your process. Big one, brand story. Why do you do what you do? Maybe you were your first case study. Before and afters. If you're not posting it, no one's seeing it. If you're not running as ads, they're definitely not seeing it. So this is where that social proof comes in, because before we make any decisions on anything in life, we check reviews. So if you don't think that your potential audience is going to do the same for you, think again. The very next ad that they're going to see is going to be your social proof, because that's what they're looking for anyway in order to decide if they want to work with you. So we're anticipating their needs and we're being super intentional. You might have this already. So you might already be able to pull some content that you've posted organically, but put it in a meta ad campaign in order. Because what you see here, cold, warm, and hot, the warm people, these are people who have already seen you. Like they've either come from your ad or organic or been on your site, on your email list, whatever. This is what they need right now to convert. And when you essentially show this type of content to those people, it's a wrap. You're going to start getting all these sales. You're going to be like, what happened? Oh, they just needed that nurturing. Okay. And then hot. So this is where we convert. Step 3, this is where you're closing. So when traffic and the nurturing is done correctly, conversion is so much easier, so much more predictable. And this is how people scale. Because now you're showing direct to sale content. If that's all you're posting organically, you're not going to convert, because they probably don't know enough. This type of direct to sale content is going to run behind the scenes 24/7. But hear me out, only to the people who are warm. So only to the people who have landed on your sales page. Anybody, you could run this to anybody who's DM'd you in the last 6 months. Because guess what? After today, they're lost in the DMs. You probably forgot about them. They forgot about you. Anybody who saved your posts, anybody who's on your email list but didn't buy, these are the types of people that you want to run these ads to. Who needs a CRM? A client relationship management system. You don't even have to follow up, because they're getting follow up text messages and emails, and they're getting the links and they're buying. All of that can be automated. And when you automate things, you scale. Email open rates these days are looking like healthy stats around 20%. When you run this play and you upload your email list, create audiences from them, They are literally finding the people on your email list on Meta, and they're serving them these ads, these hot ads. So now you have 100% of them viewing your content that is specifically direct to sale content. How about this? Not only will we upload that list and create these audiences for you, but we will also create what's called a lookalike audience. Lookalike audiences is where we take the list and we say, hey, Meta, we actually want you to go out and find us a brand new group of people who look just like everybody on this list. Demographics, income levels, who they like, who they're following, where they shop, and get us a brand new list of people who look just like these, but they're new. How about we take people who already purchased from us, extract them because they're the highest people. And okay, so this is what it is. The ads need to have that retargeting follow-up. You can make money this week just from setting up a small retargeting campaign that just follows up with everybody who's ever landed on your site. We did this with one of our clients, dating coach. We turned on $10 to test. $10, and she generated $2,300 in sales. She ended up doing over $55,000 in 6 weeks, retargeting only. Okay. Access to attention has never been easier. You can reach thousands of people daily, and you can be virtually everywhere without being your own bottleneck. Do you feel like you're your own bottleneck right now? Imagine if you can retargeting and then reaching new cold people, the sky is the limit. You don't have to rely on posting anymore because you've got the system that works that's always getting your brand in front of more and more people. I need systems, I need automation, and I need ads working for me so I can step back and get out of my own way and scale. You need a funnel, you need the campaigns, and you need the automation. It's not just so you can step back, scale, and make more money, but step back, spend more time with your family. I work less and less these days. And I promise you, the less you work, the more you make. I was just working. I was never home, or I was just so stressed, or just even you can be with them and not be present. You're going to have systems. Okay. We need to be able to spend more time with them and be present because we're not stressed, worrying about things that is 2026. AI is doing for us. Automation is doing for us. Systems are doing for us. So many more case studies and results. And I will share them a little later, but I just want to recap here. If you are tired of posting with nothing to show for it, you need ads running 24/7 so you can live your life. If you know you're the bottleneck in your own business, you need a system that sells for you while you sleep. Waking up to new leads and sales is a non-negotiable at this point. Because what time does internet close? Your ads are going to be running around the clock. So your business is going to be running around the clock. So your leads and sales are going to be coming in around the clock if you have this Freedom Funnel set up. No predictable way to get client. We're getting a predictable pipeline that fills itself without us needing to be what? The bottleneck. Okay. So here is what the Freedom Funnel looks like. So step 1, a sales strategy and funnel. So again, a super clear path from dream client to discovery to conversion. You're going to pay for traffic that is not going to convert because you're not giving them enough information to take that call to action, to book seamlessly, to buy right away, to don't be making them jump through hoops. So we're going to fix that step 1. Okay, here's an example. Terry, New York Times bestseller, even a book campaign. One day she made $56,000. She spent 11 grand. Everybody has different goals, different budgets, but whether it is a $28 book or a $20,000 offer, we do this every day. Then you're going to get your campaign set up. So creating detailed audiences, retargeting. So you're converting your dream clients on autopilot. You're going to have the onboarding call. Tell us everything about who your audience is. Oh, you hired an agency. They didn't know how to talk the talk of your audience. No. All right, Marsha did this. She made $15,000 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And she spent $500 on ads. The targeting was key. You can have the best messaging in the world, but if that's not going to the right people, it's not happening. Now, organically, you might be saying the right thing, but the wrong people are following you and seeing it. Okay. So then that leads us to step 3 of what we set up is the content. Audit your messaging to make sure it matches that target audience. We're launching a new ad campaign for you with all of these elements in place. hand delivering this back to you. You had this, the data, the tracking, the retargeting, everything, and you are off to the races. Without all this, you already know how much you're potentially leaving on the table, at least 25 to 40K a month being left by just not having this set up. Money returns, but time doesn't. So it's not called a freedom funnel for no reason. When I first cracked the code on this, it made the biggest difference.